At the hearing, my father appeared proud. "The 3 holiday homes in the Florida Keys are ours." My mother grinned. She earned not a penny. "What would you do if your own parents looked you in the eye and tried to steal everything you had, everything your beloved grandmother left you?" I never thought I'd find myself in a courtroom, staring them down as they lied, until a single unopened envelope changed everything. It was surreal sitting there in that Miami-Dade County courtroom. My father, Robert, leaned back, a smug smirk plastered across his face, while my mother, Patricia, meticulously smoothed her designer dress. They had just finished declaring to Judge Thompson that Dorothy's 3 vacation homes in the Florida Keys, worth over $2 million combined, were theirs. All theirs. Dad practically puffed out his chest, announcing I deserved absolutely nothing from my grandmother Dorothy's estate. And Mom? Her smile turned vicious, chilling me to the bone as she added that I'd abandoned our family years ago and therefore earned 0 inheritance. But here's the twist, the moment that kept me breathing. The judge held my unopened envelope, the one packed with evidence that would absolutely shatter their lies. As his fingers broke the seal, my heart hammered against my ribs, a wild drumbeat of fear and fierce hope. I knew this single letter, this one truth would expose their fraud forever. Just 6 months earlier, I never would have imagined any of this. I certainly never thought I'd be sitting across from my own parents in a courthouse, fighting for justice. It all started when my beloved grandmother Dorothy passed away quietly in her homestead apartment on a rainy Tuesday morning in March. Dorothy was 84, sharp as a tack right up until her final week. She had raised me, truly raised me, more than my own parents ever did, especially after my messy divorce 2 years prior. I had been her primary caregiver for 3 exhausting, yet incredibly precious years. While I was doing that, my parents lived their comfortable lives in Denver, visiting maybe twice a year and only bothering to call on holidays. When the doctor told me she had only days left, I took emergency leave from my job as a pediatric nurse at Jackson Memorial Hospital to stay by her bedside, around the clock. We spent those last precious hours talking about her life, her regrets, and her hopes for my future. The funeral was small, dignified, held at St. Mary's Catholic Church. I arranged everything myself. My parents? They claimed they were too grief-stricken to handle the details. That, looking back, should have been my first blaring warning sign. Robert and Patricia arrived from Denver the night before the service, bringing with them this expensive-looking attorney named Bradley Hoffman, who carried a polished leather briefcase and wore a suit that probably cost more than my monthly salary. During the reception, while I was accepting condolences from Dorothy's neighbors and friends, I noticed my parents huddled in hushed, whispering conversations with their lawyer. They kept glancing in my direction, their expressions unreadable. Something felt wrong, deeply wrong, but my grief was so thick, I just assumed they were discussing funeral expenses or burial arrangements. The real shock, the gut punch, came 3 days later. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.